Now, this is just taking Recollections May Vary to a whole new diabolical level. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. Meghan named her child to be vindictive, and that child will have to carry that contemptible name for the rest of her life. How unfair is that? I mean, the name was given under the guise of a lie, and it's not just any name that you could say, I really fancy that name. It is a very personal pet name. It's unique. Meghan and Harry they're clinically insane at this point. Let's get into it. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Robert Hardman for finally giving the royal family some kind of retribution against Meghan and Harry. This book is a reputable book. This is an author that is sanctioned by the palace, unlike Omid Scobie, unlike Spare. And actually, it's exactly 1 year after Spare was published. So it seems very much like an answer to Spare. So in the book, Robert recounts how upset Queen Elizabeth was about the name Lilibet being chosen for Harry and Meghan's daughter, which is contrary to what Harry and Meghan told us. They said that she had given them her blessing, which is a particular word that upset Queen Elizabeth, the blessing part. And rightfully so. I mean, how can they just tell these lies? That's just going too far. So as you know, Lilibet is a name that was given to Queen Elizabeth by herself because she couldn't say the name Elizabeth. So she said Lilibet, and then Margaret used it. And then later on when she married Prince Philip, that was his pet name for her. And that is so cute. And it's now so tarnished. Whenever I report on Meghan and Harry and I have to say the name Lilibet, I personally feel cringe when I say it, because we know that it was not something the Queen would have wanted, especially that was after the Oprah interview that the child was born. I don't think she ever sanctioned it. I don't think they ever asked her a question. I think it was a vindictive move that was planned, premeditated, and it was done to upset. Back in June 2021, the BBC reported a source close to the Sussexes also told the BBC that Harry had spoken to the Queen before the birth and would have mentioned the name, claims a palace source has since disputed. Even if she had named her Elizabeth, that would make no sense, because Meghan said the institution tried to make her unalive herself by not giving her any help, that the institution was racist. And this institution is headed by Queen Elizabeth, or was at the time, so why would you use that name? The same way you shouldn't want any titles. And I even think Elizabeth would have been too much because of that. But Lilibet? Some people are reporting that it's very unkind.
To do that after the Queen's husband had died, and that was his pet name, and to not have had permission is really, that is so rude. That is so thoughtless. That's unkind. That's actually unkind, isn't it?
I see it as downright malicious intent. We all knew that Queen Elizabeth II never gave Harry and Meghan permission to use the name Lilibet. According to the book, the Queen said, I don't own the palaces, I don't own the paintings, the only thing I own is my name, and they've stolen it. I'm going to interject here with a little story time, if I may. My husband gave me a pet name, and my in-laws started using it, even the children, and it gave me the ick, and they know that and everything, so whatever, but it became unspecial, and my husband stopped calling me it because I didn't like it anymore because everybody was using it. So it didn't take much for me to understand that, of course, naming her child Lilibet would have been a horrible disservice. But you don't even have to have a similar experience. Even a half human would know this was wrong. And of course, all the media outlets questioned it, were suspicious of it, and reported on that. And what did Harry do?
Harry and Meghan's lawyers wrote a very, let's be frank, quite aggressive, as some people have put it, or threatening legal letter to all UK broadcasters and newspapers, saying that claim is false and defamatory. A spokesperson for Harry and Meghan at the time said that the Duke spoke to his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, in advance and would not have used the name Lilibet if she hadn't given her blessing. And that is the line which seems to have upset the late Queen, according to Robert Hardman. He says that one aide privately speaking to him said that that they had never seen Queen Elizabeth II look so angry by Prince Harry appearing to claim that Queen Elizabeth II had given her blessing for the name Lilibet.
To me, that's legal abuse. The fact they keep using their lawyers to silence people is sickening. Well, guess what? Now it's out there. And everyone was right. Who is going to feel sorry for them when the entire world doesn't like them? Is anyone going to feel sorry for them? Not I. It's funny because this is not actually the first time that we're hearing about the Queen being upset and acting out of character or speaking out of character or was upset by Meghan more than just a raised eyebrow. There was a little leak in May of 2023 that the Queen called Meghan evil. Let's look at this New York Post article. Queen Elizabeth publicly called Harry meeting evil Meghan a complete catastrophe. Not a catastrophe. Queen Elizabeth II publicly signaled that she regretted that her grandson Prince Harry met his wife Meghan Markle, calling her evil and their courtship a complete catastrophe, according to an explosive report. And this report was made by a spectator at a drinks before dinner at Balmoral Castle. And it says, at the drinks before dinner, a small group were talking to the monarch and she explained that Harry meeting Meghan had become a complete catastrophe and described her as evil, the source claimed. Everybody's eyebrows hit the ceiling, the source recalled. It was out of character for the Queen to use such a word as evil to describe Meghan, but she saw straight through her. It was a startling sentence to hear from the most forgiving woman on earth. The source suggested that the outburst came because the Queen's health was in decline and she seemed regretful about how things had panned out. In terms of rumors, there are other rumors that the Queen had in fact written Lilibet out of the will as a female inheritances go. And I even heard another rumor about Archie's name. And you can put it down in the comments if you heard it too and correct me if you will. Archie is a nickname of either William or Prince George, and she stole that too. Okay, wait, I found it here. So this Redditor is saying that Archie was Prince George's security name. He once told a dog walker near his Middleton grandparents' house that he's called Archie. And this Redditor is saying, I'm British. I remember reading this in several newspapers. And it has 181 upvotes, so it must be true. It is a nickname, right? Archie, it's not Archibald. Not to mention that Diana is already Princess Charlotte's middle name, along with Elizabeth. When you use your children to do evil, there's nothing worse than you, really, at that point. I mean, there's nothing. I think I've said it all, but I am really looking forward to seeing how Meghan and Harry handle this. What will they do at this point? They might say it's defamation, but yet nobody can accuse them of defaming the Queen because she's now passed away and you can't defame the dead. So I want to know how they're really going to handle this because what came first, the chicken or the egg? By the way, go look at my last video about the chickens anyway. Who defamed who first? Let's move on a little bit to the King's portrait quickly. I've heard people calling for it to be placed in schools and offices and so on. And what's lovely about it is that the Queen is in the portrait next to him, in his portrait. She's like picture in picture, which is, I think, really lovely. I'm surprised that it's not in every school and government facility in the United Kingdom because, I mean, in my school in Barbados, we had a picture of the Queen, a massive one, when I was growing up. So I just thought that was the norm. In the Commonwealth, I think it is. Okay, so I'm almost finished editing this video, but I have this clip from Auntie Lady C that I have to share with you. This is Lady Colin Campbell's response when the Dutch version of Omid Scobie's book Endgame came out and listed King Charles and Princess Catherine as the royal racists. Even if you've already seen it, I have to watch it with you. Okay, let's go.
We're supposed to believe every word that comes out of her filthy mouth. Her mouth is dirtier than your or my anus. That's how filthy she is.
Okay. So far, it looks like she's taking it really well, the news about the book. How did my anus get into this?
Graphic, but factual.
Factual, yeah.
It is
for real.
So disturbing. It is truly, in my opinion, evil. Meghan, you think I'm being unfair?
No.
Sue me. You know where I live. It's your proceedings.
It's your proceedings, right? Let me tell you something. I've always said it, and in my opinion, Lady Colin Campbell has a legal team. She ain't scared.
I'll see you in court. Not everybody's afraid of you, you frowsy piece of something or the other. You make an amoeba seem like an elevated form of life. That's how contemptuous I am of you as a human being.
Okay. Okay, so wait, let me just say one thing. So the frowsy piece of so-and-so, that is a very Jamaican expression. As you know, Lady Colin Campbell hails from the beautiful island of Jamaica, which is how she knows my mom. Not name dropping, but I'm just saying frowsy is like moldy, like smelly. That's how we say frowsy. Like a frowsy person is like a smelly person. Girl, oh no, she killed it. It's done. It's very much on trend with the lying theme. I think every time a story comes out of Meghan Markle, it will always be on trend with lying. And as we say in the Caribbean, a liar is a thief and a thief is a murderer. Thank you so much for watching me. I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, press the bell notification, and like the video. And I will be back here shortly with another one because we have some more things to uncover. Love you so much. Bye.